Hi everyone. I told you that I would pop on when Greg and I got his blood results and we had an opportunity to digest them all. So we got them late this afternoon and I sat down with both, oh my gosh, I've got years of blood work. I mean, back to a couple of these doctors have retired. That's how funny that is. So anyway, sat down with his blood work and I wanted to do side-by-side comparisons of the past three complete blood panels that we've had done. And I'm smiling. So if that tells you anything, this is all really, really good stuff. And again, I am so grateful for Dr. Siwas, the Carb Addiction Doc. If you guys don't follow him, I really encourage you to go follow the Carb Addiction Doc, as well as so many of the others. Dr. Barry. I just find that the Carb Addiction Doc, because he is still very clinical and he's, a practicing gastrointestinal surgeon, he can take the blood work and help you understand the connectivity of one reading to another reading. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't advise everyone to sit down with your doctor that did the blood test for you so that they can explain everything. But some of them just miss the connections. They're just not well versed in how quickly the education is evolving. Dr. Siwas is kind of on the cutting edge of, where it's all going and how it all ties together. So let's just look at a couple of things. Now, after Greg had his stroke, believe it or not, no one did an A1C. I wasn't well versed enough in what tests we needed to have done that I didn't request it. I didn't request a C-peptide. I just didn't know. I didn't know that we needed to be looking at all of these markers. So I only have 2 A1Cs to look at. But guys, we're trending down. That's the good news. Greg's first A1C was 6.4. So of course that's pre-diabetic. And then after 4 months on carnivore, it dropped to 5.8. And as of this last blood reading, his A1C is 5.2. Yes, that is, just all the good news I could have hoped for. His C-peptide is also trending down, and this is another very important marker. His glucose, which, that's a snapshot of an instant in time. This was an early morning fasted blood reading. So he had been 14 to 15 hours fasted. This was early morning and his glucose was a little higher. It trended up just a little bit. It was 116. But I'm not terribly concerned about that because of when the test was taken and also because of some of the other markers. His insulin is trending down also. So his insulin is at 4.9. His inflammatory markers are also way down at 1.1. This is all good stuff. His HDL increased. So his HDL went from 38 to 42. He has never had an HDL. It hung out in the 20s and now we're at 42. It's fantastic. His triglycerides, although they went up just slightly, they're still right at 100. They were 92. They're right at 100 right now. I can live with that. His HDL has bumped up. It went up from, like I said, 38 to 42. So it went up 4 points. Triglycerides moved up a little bit. And we're not even going to worry about his total cholesterol or his LDL. They're irrelevant. And I'm confident in the fact that they are completely and totally irrelevant when you look at the entire picture as a whole and you're looking at all of the markers. We're not going to get hung up on to numbers that have completely skewed the way that the medical profession even quantifies or qualifies if someone has elevated, blood lipids or total cholesterol readings. They just don't matter. It's so much more important to drill down to the truly important numbers, not an overall snapshot. It doesn't do us any good. Okay, his triglyceride HDL ratio is at 2.26. So, all in all, I could not be happier. Everything is trending in the right direction. The only thing that Greg and I are considering adjusting is we have ordered one of the boxes of the Element. What am I trying to say? The Element things you put in water. I just went blank. Electrolytes. There you go. Thank you. And the chocolate Element electrolytes are freaking awesome. They are so good. They are a dessert. And I think it's making both of us release some insulin. So we're going to cut back on the sweetness. They're very sweet, sweetened with stevia. And we are also getting CGMs, constant glucose monitors. We're going to be wearing them for 6 weeks. I'm super excited to share all of that data with you as well. But I think we're going to cut back on the sweet side of the elements, go for just the unsweetened, because we both really feel like it's stimulating an interest in carbs. I mean, it's the sweetness, and it's there, and we don't need it. We've come too far to let one little packet of very delicious, yummy electrolytes open a gate. So we're going to cut back on those, not completely cut them out. We're probably going to do maybe 1/4 of the salted caramel chocolate Element, and the balance of that we'll do with the non-flavored. And that's going to be just fine, and that's where it's going to stay for a while. So anyway, I burned up enough of your time. I just wanted you guys to know that it's all good. I can exhale. We can both breathe. You know, Greg does nothing but hand me the numbers and say, "There, here, am I going to live?" I mean, you know, that's his way of being funny, even though he does take it a lot more serious than that. He doesn't want to sit there and comb through the numbers like I do. But I get some kind of rush out of it, and it's just, it's exciting to me to know you have this much control, to think that less than a year ago, I could have lost him at any minute. Any minute. He could have stroked out, had another stroke, and was on, 7 medications, crazy expensive every month. And in 7 months, we've completely reclaimed his health, gotten him off of every medication, and everything is trending perfectly, exactly like we could have hoped for. So I love you all. Thank you for indulging my neuroses as I dig through all of this. But is there really anything more important than this? Because without your health, what do you have? What do you have? You know, what does the very, very wealthy man have when he loses his health? He has nothing. What does the poor man have when he has his health? He has everything. So it's all about perspective, right? This gives us everything. We've got everything. As long as we're fighting the good fight together, then let the cards fall wherever the cards are going to fall. We can live with that. We're not going to give up. You guys don't give up either. Okay, talk to you again.